Guys, all that right there, that whole tote is full of lead. There's one big plate right here. It goes all the way back to that red thing back there. It's all an 80-pound lead plate. I got that lead pipe right there. I got all this lead, all that lead, all this lead. Give me just a second, I'll show you some more. Okay. Got all this lead here. I got some over on the other side of the fence here. I got it all over the place. There's a whole bunch of lead right there. You got a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a big old lead brick right there. God dang. There's another lead brick right there. There's my ingot. But I used to make sinkers for fishing all the time. And I'd put it in stuff like this. I'd get them canisters. You get these little cast iron skillets. I'd make ingots. There's my thing for the casting stove. There's my ingot maker, another ingot maker. I've got, hell, there's probably still lead. There's lead underneath the bench right here. I need to get it all situated. It's all lead pipe. But somebody asked me to make some more videos of casting. The only thing I got right now to cast, guys, is sinkers. So I guess I'll cast some sinkers eventually. There's all my molds that I've got. I may try to figure out some other stuff later on. But let me heat this pot up and we'll see if we can't make something. Guys, I got my melter going. Takes a few minutes for it to heat up. It's total electric. Oh shit, hold on a minute. This daggone tripod stuck. It don't want to turn. Okay, here it goes. Let's see. Alright, there's my melter. Total electric. The thermostat's right here. You turn it off and on. I got the lead in there. I got a few sinkers and stuff like that here that I made. You know, you gotta take that little bail off the bottom of it. Your casting or your screw, whatever you want to call it. I gotta just throw the stuff in here. Well, it's already melted, so then I gotta clean this thing up because I've had it for a long time, and it's just gotten rusty and stuff over the years. I need a new pot for it and all that stuff. I just can't afford it right now. Can't afford it right now. Things are getting really, I've gotten really tight for me being off with this surgery. My shoulder's still messed up. The surgery on my neck didn't help. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Anybody that's wondering, there is quite a bit of air running through here right now, even though I got my door shut. I got my exhaust fan turning a little. It's on low. Yeah, you can't even hear it. Well, I mean, I don't know exactly which mold to pour today. I mean, I can make a whole bunch of different styles of sinkers. I can make all the way from an 1/8 inch. Hold on a minute. There we go. An 1/8 inch all the way up to 1.5 ounces sinker. I got a single mold right here. It makes all 1 ounce sinkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So They're pretty neat. These things are expensive. They're like $50 a piece. But I was selling sinkers a couple years ago to 2 or 3 different bait shops. Here's number 2 sinkers, number 2 ounce. I actually sold some of the molds that I got that I had. Cause I was making the 6 and 8 ounce sinkers. Cause I got 2 of them molds. They're 6 and 8 ounce molds. The molds are dirty from being in here in the shop. Alright, let's see here. There's 2 molds here. Alright, there's another mold here that makes 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. These are aluminum molds, and in my experience, you know, you don't really have to hit them to get a good mold. Your first couple molds, if they don't pan out, you just keep pouring and dropping them back in there until they heat up the mold. There's these are egg weights. There's 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. But it takes a pin. You take and put a pin in here. I don't know if you can see it or not. You put a pin in there, and it's got 2 holes right there. You can and you pull the pin, and there's your egg, the hole for your egg sinkers. I don't mess with them a whole lot anymore. I just got down. These right here are split shots, different size split shots, all the way from a 1/4 ounce to I think 3/8. Let's see, maybe it's 3/8 and 1/4. Yeah, that's the only 2. But they're split shots. That's for like bass fishing and stuff like that. But this melter, it's pretty easy to use. You just lift the handle and it squirts out. As long as you got lead in there. These right here are your bell sinkers. Most bass fishermen use and stuff like that for bluegill and stuff. Goes from a 1/4 or an 1/8 all the way to I think 2 ounce. Yeah, 2 ounce. These right here, you got to put a swivel, a barrel swivel in each one of these little divots right here, the little slots, and then you close it up and you cast it, and then you'll have your little bell, your sinker with a swivel on it. I've made thousands of dollars doing this. I just don't do it a whole lot anymore because, I mean, like I said, you know, my health got down and I can't stay out here with this stuff very long because, like somebody pointed out earlier, it's lead fumes are really dangerous and they're invisible. I mean, they don't have no smell. Nothing like that. And that's another reason why I quit, because I was stupid one summer and I needed to get a great big order out, and I kept having people bother me. So I freaking shut the damn door, and I forgot to turn my fan on, and I was in here for about 30 minutes, and that lead exposure, it really messed me up. Let me get these molds put back up here. Let me figure out which ones I'm going to pour, because I don't want to do a whole lot. I'm just going to go do the 2s. That's the cleanest mold. I've got to get all this stuff cleaned up, polished back up and everything. But that's not a big deal. I just got to get my bench cleaned off and get all this stuff cleaned off and get all the dust out of here, all that stuff, and I should be okay to run as long as I keep my my exhaust fan on, I can shut the door and I won't have to worry about it. But I've got it on low. I'll turn it on for just a second so you can hear it, but turn it on high, I mean. There. Just so you know that it's on. I was trying to find my little broom. But anyway, that's not it's not too dirty or mold. I can't find my little broom. Give me just a minute to clean up some of this stuff and I'll be right back. Alright, I think I got things situated. Like I said, I don't want to stay in here long with the door closed. I've already been through that before. Anyway, you just take your mold, and usually if I'm doing a lot, I'll set my molds up on top and let them warm up a little bit, you know, crack them open a little, let the heat get up inside there, and let the mold heat up for a little while. This thing goes up to like 1200 degrees, and you know you don't need that high heat for lead. I mean, you can melt lead with a freaking torch. But I've got a little Coleman stove that I usually, you know, keep a pot on. Cast iron pot. Showed it earlier. Oh, I got another section for this video I'll add into it. But and I'll clean my lead up in that pot. And I'll skim it off. Get all the slag off of it. Throw it in a pan. And then later on, I'll remelt my slag and go back through it, make sure I get all the lead, and then throw off all the dirt. And then I'll take that clean lead and I pour it into my melter. That way the nozzle down here don't get stopped up. But let's do our first casting. These right here is some of the things that I make. It's just a little biscuit pan. I make these, and I got some other little ingot molds and stuff like that. They're all packed up though. I was trying to get ready to move to my other property before, you know, Cheryl came along. I don't want to do that to her because it's going to cost us quite a bit. Anyway, it's aluminum mold. It's pretty thick. You don't got to heat this up. I mean, it's probably better if you did, but you don't got to. I mean, I've done it. I run a cold mold, but your lead's going to heat it up itself. But that's the one thing good about the aluminum is they take a lot of abuse. Anyway, you just take your mold and you set it under here. There's a little handle. It raises up right here. And what I like to do is I'll take it like an ingot or something like this. And I'll set it there. That way you can get it up closer and you ain't got to hold all the weight on your arm. So this mold weighs about 8 ounces or so. Well, about a pound. Let's see, 956 to 1106. So yeah, it's about a little over a pound. Plus you're putting 8 ounces of weight in there when you make the 4 sinkers. Let me get this out of the way. So we'll pour this. All you do is just line it up with your spigot. You line it up, and you just pull up on the handle a little, and you squirt until it pops out. And with me, sometimes I overfill them or whatever, but it don't matter. And as long as you can knock your screw off. Let's see. Casted 4 sinkers. I'll take my mold and I'll stick it. Well, shit, hold on. You can't see this. Alright, you'll take your mold, and if they don't fall out, which when it gets hot, usually they will. So you can hit the ground. Oh. And there you go. There's your sinkers. And you just keep doing that. See, that's a pretty cold mold, and it done really good. Alright, let's do another one. And I mean, this pot will hold, 10 pounds of lead, which I don't have that much in here right now. But it'll hold 10 pounds of lead. So sometimes they'll stick on both sides. What I usually do if they don't come out, I just take a pair of channel locks and just bump them out. Don't damage your mold. Just barely tap it. And once you get a steady pace going and you got your lead melted, it ain't nothing to make 100-pound sinkers a day or more. It just takes, a little bit of patience and a little bit of sense, because you don't, like I said, with no airflow, you do not want to stay around too much with it because of the fumes. And lead poisoning is not a good thing to have. Not a good thing to have. This lead here is pretty clean. It's already been poured a couple times before. So it's pretty clean. It don't smoke. But like I said, lead is invisible. The fumes are invisible. So when I get this level, I can turn it back down to about 4. And that's still going to be around about 600 degrees. So there we go, guys. There's them. Them were the 2-ounce sinkers. You just hang your mold up and let it cool off. Get ready for the next usage. Most of the time, I leave this little pot full, but I need to clean it, so I'm gonna go ahead and empty it out. And for the most part, it's probably gonna empty. It's probably gonna go ahead and it's gonna fill this center hole up, because there's not a whole lot of lead left in there. So I'll take it and I'll clean it out. And I'll get ready for the summer, because I'm planning on making sinkers again probably this summer, taking them down to the lake, take a vacation or something, and go down there and sell sinkers on the bank. If I can't sell them to the bait stores that's down there, which a lot of them, they make their own sinkers. But there's some that, they want to keep their stock up, so they'll buy a few here and there from, other individuals. Which, I mean, a lot of them guys that own them stores down there know me from whenever I used to go snagging. Jerk line, take a big Calcutta cane and a 309 pin reel, and you just throw stuff out there and throw your sinkers and big treble hooks out there in the water, and you just start jerking, and you'll catch what they call paddlefish and carp and catfish, and just snag whatever you snag. I've done a lot of good fishing down there. Well, there was more lead in here than I thought there was. Well, anywho, I had somebody comment and wanted to see more of how this was done, how this machine works. So I'm gonna take this little spoon and knock all my slag down off the walls of it. And rake it all to the front. And then what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of lead and I'll put it back in there and I'll let it melt it. Shit. Oh. Dude, I mean, I've got lead out there in the trailer that's washers, lead washers. Never in my life have I seen lead washers before. Until a buddy of mine, or what I call it buddy, until he come by one day and said, hey, he says, what do you give me for these? I'm like, well, hell, what is it? He said, lead washers. I'm like, lead washers? I ain't never heard of such. So, I took a handful of them, put them in this tray here, and I hit them with the torch, and they all melted. I'm like, oh, damn. Never in my life seen a lead washer before. What it is for pumps and stuff like that, for chemical plants and stuff like that. And he was working at a chemical plant. So they would, change out the pumps, and the washers would be bad. And he would throw them in a bucket until he filled the bucket up. And then he would bring them to me. And I'd buy them from him for 40 or 50 cents a pound. But here's how you take the screw off of these. You just take, and lead's so soft, you just take and wiggle it back and forth, and there's your screw. Just take them off. Now, of course, some of these are still a little warm too, so it'll be okay. Just don't grab a hold of one of them if it's too daggone hot. See, that one there didn't pour right. Always make sure before you pick up, or wear you some good gloves. And lead will turn your hands black, so there's that too. Now, a lot of people don't care about these sinkers. When you pull this screw off, sometimes they'll leave a little divot in there like that. Who cares? It's going to hit the bottom of the river or the bottom of the lake anyway, so who cares about that? Bait stores, on the other hand, they won't buy them. So what I usually do is I'll take a little file and I'll rake over top of it and clean that little spot up. I don't have that one file with me, but I can show you with this little rat tail file here, this little triangle file. You just take and rough it, that little rough spot right there. You just take and sand it off. There it is, it's gone. Anyway, I'm throwing all these back in here anyway, because I got to clean this little pot out. I mean, it's been through a couple years of abuse, and then I let it sit. I let it sit for a long time. I haven't casted anything in it in probably 2 years, maybe more. Because I mean, I just got down and depressed, really. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got down and depressed because I was hurt. And I didn't want to do nothing. And I'm getting back slowly. So I mean, if you're a member of my channel, just please have patience for me, because I mean, I am definitely struggling. My mental health is no good, not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. You get down, you get to hurting, and you can't do things that you normally would do or could do. I mean, oh, I don't know. mentally struggling. But like I said, I'm getting there. I'm getting back on track. Once I figure out what in the heck I can do about getting my daggone shoulder healed up, that'd be great. Now I gotta worry about what what I pick up and how much I pick up too now, because I mean of my neck surgery that I just had. These ingots here, if I remember right, I made them for my little pot, my other little pot. But I don't, no, they'll fit in here. I was thinking they wouldn't fit in here. But it's a little biscuit pan. They got the little old lines in it. That sucker is hot. And it's almost, that's 1.1 pounds of lead. So, but it gets hot. I'm gonna eventually probably polish this little ingot up. It's one thing, another, you gotta be really safe. Let me see if I can do that real quick, and I'll bring you back. Alright, I'm back. I polished it up pretty good. My sucker's shiny now. It'll take but a couple seconds. I think I'll keep that one. Just put it on the shelf, just say I did it. So there's a lot of things that you can do if you put your mind to it. I throw one of these other ingots in here. It don't fit exactly right. So you gotta wiggle it around and fight with it a little bit until you can get it down in there the right way. That's why I don't normally put these big ones in here. Oh shit. Fucking shit's going right off in the blower. There we go. Yeah, these big ones. These big ingots are for my other little melting pot, that cast iron. I run a propane stove. And normally, I got this darn thing I got it screwed down to the bench. Good Lord, man. Everything made a perfect little heart. Made a perfect little heart. But yeah. So this right here is probably some of the things you're going to see me doing this summer in order to, try to get my health back together. Do the light work. Maybe if I get lucky this year, I can make some money doing it. I'm talking to a few people. I'm talking to my insurance, my health insurance and all them. And I'm trying to get it figured out to where I can just file for disability. And I need a couple doctors to tell them, this man's he's not getting any better. The work that he's doing is, you know, I'm not gonna make him any better. So we'll see how that's gonna go. I mean, if I get on disability, I can at least do my own thing. I run my channel and be more active on my channel. But my old body's just tired, guys. Old body is just tired. Seems to happen to the best of us whenever you work so hard all your life. There she goes. I'm gonna clean this thing here out, and I'm gonna go get on the couch and try to edit this thing. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Be safe this week with all these storms coming through. We had some pretty good ones coming through last night, but it wasn't nothing spectacular. So I know all you guys that lives in, you know, Texas and Minnesota and places like that have been getting hammered pretty good too. You know, Virginia and the Carolinas and Florida. So I mean, we're right in the middle of Tornado Alley, so you know, you gotta expect the worst, hope for the best. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here and go in here and sit down, eat my dinner, wait for the old lady to get home, and we'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank everybody for being here. 790. I appreciate every one of you. Just stay strong with me. You know, don't lose faith in me. I'll be around. With that note, I'll see you guys next time. I love you all, and I hope you have a blessed night.